2022 BMW 2 Series. The BMW 2 Series is a complicated vehicle to sort out. For years, this pint-sized luxury car was only available as a rear or all-wheel drive coupe or convertible. Then, in 2020, the 2 Series Gran Coupe threw BMW's entry-level lineup into chaos. Rather than simply being a 4-door version of the base car, don't get us started on BMW's insistence on calling it sedans, Gran Coupe. The 2 Series Gran Coupe was a completely different vehicle based on front-wheel drive architecture. It didn't bode well for the aging 2 Series 2-door. Would its successor switch to FWD as well, or would it simply disappear from the lineup? Neither, as it turns out. The redesigned 2022 BMW 2 Series is the next iteration of this small sports car, and it retains its forebear's rear drive setup. Both of the available engines offer more power than the comparable 2021 motor, and the interior is upgraded to BMW's latest design aesthetic. And in a win for people with eyes everywhere, the engorged kidney grille of the 4 Series and other newer BMWs is absent here. Everything isn't gold, however. Pour one out for the 6-speed manual transmission, which is now lost to the sands of time. The 2022 BMW 2 Series will initially launch in 2 configurations. First up is the rear-wheel drive 230i Coupe. Its turbocharged 2.0-liter 4-cylinder engine produces 255 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, a bump of 7 horsepower and 37 pound-feet over the current model. Curiously, this also coincides with a slower 0 to 60 miles per hour time. BMW says the new 230i will sprint to 60 miles per hour in 5.5 seconds, though the previous 230i was able to hit the same target in 5.3 seconds. We can't offer a definitive explanation as to why this is, but it's worth noting that BMW's published specifications suggest the new 230i is about 100 pounds heavier than its predecessor. Is 5.2 seconds not quick enough? The all-wheel drive M240i xDrive will scratch the itch for customers who want a more invigorating launch off the line. It uses a turbocharged 3.0-liter inline-6 that churns out 382 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. This represents an increase of 47 horsepower and 1 pound-foot over the outgoing 6-cylinder. BMW says the revised powertrain takes the M240i xDrive from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.1 seconds, a 0.1 second improvement over the previous model. Both engines are paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. We had the opportunity to drive the M240i xDrive on both public roads and on a racetrack and can report that it drives much like the previous generation 2 Series, and for that, we're grateful. At the track, the new 2 Series is wildly entertaining to toss into corners and there's plenty of grip to do so with confidence. At the same time, there's not so much traction as to take the fun away. In the driver-selectable sport modes, the electronic stability and traction controls give the driver much more freedom to make this diminutive BMW dance. Feeding in a bit of steering input when entering a turn under maximum braking results in a graceful rotation around the vehicle's vertical axis, helping to point the car toward the turn's apex. When exiting the turn, it's easy to modulate the throttle to get a graceful arc or, if you are more liberal with the throttle, break the rear tires loose for a giggle-inducing powerslide. We're happy to report that despite this new 2 Series being bigger and heavier, its playful personality remains. If straight-line speed isn't your only barometer for performance, the 2 Series has a host of available features to transform this pint-sized coupe into a corner-carving demon. In certain driving conditions, power won't be sent to the front wheels at all on the M240i xDrive. That model also features a sport rear differential that can transfer up to 100% of torque to one wheel. Both functions combine to nullify the understeer presented by some other AWD systems. The M240i xDrive also features an adaptive suspension, allowing drivers to choose between ultimate handling and a comfortable ride at the press of a button.